that we're just starting to feel the impact of the president's economic agenda over the last couple of years. I mean, he in the span of 2 years' time, passed bipartisan infrastructure law, the Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS and Science Act, and now we're starting to see we are reaching the implementation phase where people are seeing 35,000 infrastructure projects and shovels and grounds across the country, where we're seeing $490 billion in private sector investment coming back to the United States and reshoring of hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs in cities that had been hollowed out for generations. So people are just starting to see the impact of all of the successes of the last couple of years under this president's economic agenda. And now is when we're able to not only talk about what the president's agenda is, but point to the results and the fact that we have to keep our foot on the gas, as I said, to keep ourselves moving forward here.
Some version of what you just said has been said by this White House, though, most of the year. So at what point are the American people going to see this, or are they just not paying attention to what's being done? Are they not being patient enough?
Look, I think the people all across the United States of America are starting to see shovels and grounds in their communities. They're seeing the president announce, as he did on Monday, a commitment to connecting the entire country through high-quality, affordable broadband access, which is going to make a difference in the lives of millions of people. And so, as we get farther into implementation, people are going to continue to feel that. They're going to continue to see that, and they're going to continue to hear from this president about how we're going to continue to make progress for them.
Real quick on student loans, though. Do you have to those Americans who have those student loans that are waiting for the forgiveness or have enjoyed the forgiveness, or to those that are perhaps opposed to the program at all, what would be your message to those, especially with loans, who are waiting as anxiously as the White House is for a decision?
That President Biden has fought for you every step of the way. The student debt relief plan he announced to give millions of student borrowers who were buried under mountains of debt a little bit more breathing room coming out of this pandemic. And in the face of that, we saw Republican lawmakers in Congress and special interests try to defund this program. We saw them introduce legislation that the president had to veto to try and get this program. And we saw them go all the way to the highest court in the land to try to rip away student debt relief from millions of student borrowers who desperately needed it. And this president, the DOJ, Solicitor General, went to the court and fought hard to protect this program. Now, we are confident in the legal arguments that we've made. We certainly hope the Supreme Court agrees, because we know all too well what the stakes are for millions of students.
Dearest friends, this is it. Republicans and Democrats have agreed that Social Security reform needs to happen very soon. The depletion date for Social Security's trust funds is expected to be addressed first by Congress. Republicans are pushing to form a new commission, and a deal between both parties may include reduced benefits for everyone. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video for all of the latest news on Social Security. Also, in 3 days, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Washington, D.C. lawmakers avoided changing Social Security when they crafted the recent bipartisan compromise to raise a debt ceiling. But the program may come under scrutiny as Congress continues to reevaluate federal spending. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said, "This is a first step," shortly after the debt ceiling deal was reached, indicating he planned to form a bipartisan commission. The idea of forming a commission to look at Social Security is not new. In 1983, a commission led by Alan Greenspan, who would later serve as Federal Reserve Chairman, issued a report that served as a basis for Social Security legislation. Social Security reform has been on Congress's to-do list for many years. But the latest estimates from the program's trustees show the situation has become more urgent. The program's trustees announced in March that Social Security's combined funds are due to run out in 2034. That is 1 year sooner than previously projected, at which point only 80% of benefits will be payable. But the fund used to pay retirement benefits is due to run out even sooner, in 2033, just 1 decade away. Other Republicans have also called for commissions. In January, Republican Representatives Tom Cole and Jake LaTurner reintroduced a bill. It was titled the Bipartisan Social Security Commission Act, that called for the formation of a bipartisan commission that would provide recommendations for improving the program. Representative Cole has been a lead sponsor of the bill for 6 consecutive Congresses. He recently stated, "It is time for Congress to address this issue in earnest, or these funds will dry up and leave millions of American seniors at risk." Democrats have proposed legislation to expand the program by making benefits more generous while raising taxes on higher earners. Republicans, on the other hand, mostly oppose tax increases. Advocates for a bipartisan commission argue the approach may help smooth out the differences between the parties. But whether a bipartisan commission is the answer to Social Security's funding woes is a subject of big debate. A new poll from Social Security Works and Data for Progress highlights one of the biggest concerns about that approach, that it would require benefit cuts. So when the voters were asked whether they would support the creation of a commission that would be tasked with cutting some forms of government spending, including Medicare and Social Security, 72% of respondents said they opposed the move, while 22% supported it, and 7% said they didn't know. To be sure, it remains to be seen what recommendations would come out of any commissions that are yet to be formed. But Nancy Altman, who serves as a president of the advocacy group Social Security Works, is opposed to that approach. She stated, "The only reason to have a commission is to hide the cuts you want." According to Altman, at the time the 1983 changes were enacted, the program was projected to be solvent until 2057. But what the actuaries did not anticipate then is that the wealth and income inequality that would follow in the late 1980s and 1990s. Any changes to Social Security will require bipartisan agreement. And so far, raising the payroll taxes to apply to higher earners above the current $160,200 cap is popular. But just that change alone will likely not work, especially as the Medicare trust fund solvency issues may also require tax increases. Other changes could be gradually phased in to protect current and near retirees from these dramatic changes, while also protecting low-income people who are dependent on Social Security. Benefit cuts, such as reducing the amount that wealthy beneficiaries receive, likely will also be considered. Experts have noted that a new commission could be structured in a way that allows for the consideration of amendments after it comes up with a proposal. Many lawmakers have confirmed that with something as critical and may affect millions of Americans as Social Security, it has to be transparent. With the depletion dates approaching and the time needed to implement recommendations, lawmakers need to get started right away. Well, my awesome and amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Tuesday. My dearest friends, thank you so much for being here every day and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Friday for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you need to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, dear friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.